and welcome to Old Faithful. I'm your host, Matthew J. Trapp. I don't know why I said Jay. Thanks to Perfect Wave Productions. Thanks to Jay and Steve making me look good down here on camera. Remember, Perfect Wave Productions at 1215 East St. Patrick Street specializes in live support, sound, sales, systems, and installation. They also do have a selection of guitars and amplifiers for sale. Since I've begun this show, they have in fact sold the PRS, which used to hang on the wall. We do have another one today to show, not for sale. Anyway, remember to support my friends at Black Hills Blend Espresso for convenient locations here in Rapid City. They might not make you happy, but they will make you caffeinated. Jaycen Tichi, how are you?
Good.
Well, that is good. Thank you for being on my show.
You bet.
You reached out to me here a while back on Instagram. You said, hey, give me a call. And several months later, I gave you a call. Mm-hmm. And you said, I'm in the desert. But we finally all got together here.
Yep.
So tell us about you.
I guess recently I just started this recording studio in Spearfish. It's called Crow Peak Recording Studio. So I've just kind of been doing that, trying to build a reputation. It's kind of all I've been doing. Quit my day job.
Right.
Last summer. So just kind of following a new path, I
guess. A jump like that is exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. Is it working?
Yeah. So I had to work a lot of years to, be able to do this.
Sure.
And my wife has helped absorb, income loss and stuff like that. But yeah, we're able. I mean, it was time for a change.
So you had been probably doing some recording before last summer.
Yeah. So I actually went to college for recording.
Oh, you did? Okay.
In Minneapolis. That was back in 2011.
All right.
So then my student loans kicked in, and the economy was pretty bad around that time. So I came back here to the hills where I'm from, and I needed to work,
Right.
So 10 years later, now I'm a little more stable and
putting that degree to good use. Let's back up. You're from here?
So I was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
My parents moved up here when I was like 7, 8.
Oh, okay.
We lived in Belfouche. I graduated from there. Went to college, a couple different colleges.
Okay. What brought your parents to Belfouche, South Dakota?
So we lived kind of on the edge of a good neighborhood, bad neighborhood.
In Omaha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And there was like a lot of crimes and stuff, going on, and they wanted to get out of the city. So.
Belfouche, if you're looking for a sparse populated area with less crime, is an ideal location.
Yeah, and my dad has, like, his brothers and sisters live in Bell too. So.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So at 7 years old, music is not your primary interest, but it had to have been, in many ways, a culture shock moving from Omaha, Nebraska to Belfouche.
I mean, I don't know how cultured I was at 7 years old, but
right.
I didn't have much to go off of, I guess. But I am glad that I grew up in a smaller community.
Sure. Yeah.
You kind of take it for granted, being younger. But then when I moved to Minneapolis for a couple years and then came back here,
right,
it was like, this is where I want to be.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't realize how bad you hate the city, I guess, until you live there as an adult for
right.
a little bit.
Yeah. And some people, it should be noted, love the city.
Oh, yep.
And some people don't realize how bad they hate the country until they live there.
Yeah, right.
They're wrong, but some people are like that.
Yeah. I don't like all the traffic and chaos and stuff.
So was anyone in your family musical?
No.
No.
Just me.
This was just a wild hair that you had all by yourself.
So, my dad used to listen to like The Who and classic rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to listen to all that stuff, and when I was like, I don't know, 10. I mean, I started getting into music a lot, and then like middle school, they started getting into band or whatever, and I got into all that, and yeah, I just really was drawn to it. You know?
In the school band.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played saxophone.
All right.
And then I started getting into guitar. I mean, I've dabbled on like piano, drums, a lot of different things, but. So
was this non-musical family supportive and forgiving of the noise level?
So it was kind of, they always wanted me to have something that was stable, you know,
right?
Which music isn't. I mean, it's, as far as like having a steady income, you have to be like a superstar, kind of to be like successful, per se. So I was always hesitant to pursue it, you know.
Sure.
Once you play on something good, it's like super easy.
Exactly. And a bad guitar will make you a better guitar player, and will teach you more about guitar than a good guitar will. A bad guitar will teach you what you want in a guitar, among other things.
Yep. You have to work for it harder.
Was this an electric or an acoustic?
An acoustic.
It was an acoustic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I passed it on to my daughter. So that's her guitar. She's only 3. So
okay.
She jams out with me.
Here, honey, here's a piece of crap. I love you.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Well, you can do whatever you want with it.
She's laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, you can break it, do whatever you want.
So, what songs were we attempting to play on our...
Oh, so I listened to it's funny, like, me thinking of it now, like, I had a tape machine, I mean, back in the day.
Okay.
You know? And if you break the tabs off, then you could record on them. You know?
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I would re-record over tape and listen back, you know, and try to get better and stuff. But I was listening to like Motley Crue and like Kiss and stuff like that. But to me now, like the stuff I listen to now, it's funny that that's what I was listening to back then. But I guess I don't know. I think I've learned like a couple Creed songs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
But
sliding up and down in an open tuning, singing the Creed.
Yeah. Well, I got into open tuning after high school. Actually.
Okay.
So I've been playing for 20 years.
Okay.
Off and on. I mean, the last break that I had was probably like 4 years without playing.
Right. Sure.
But yeah, I got into Candy Rat Records a lot. If you've heard of that,
I've heard of it.
It's pretty much just acoustic players.
Okay. All right.
So I got into that, and I mean that's what I'll play here.
Sure.
Towards the end or whatever is something I wrote that's kind of along those lines. But yeah, so I really got into acoustic stuff, and it's because I wasn't really ever in a band, and that was. It's easy to just play acoustic, you know, by yourself.
And that answers the next question. I was going to ask, were you ever in a band? Apparently not.
Yeah, well, I was.
Okay.
And they really got me into music, and they introduced me to a lot of stuff that I listen to now, like progressive type of music, like a lot of weird time signatures and math type of rock.
Okay.
And then, you know, it just like kind of opened my mind to like all this creativity and stuff.
Sure.
So then, I don't know, from that, being in that band, so I just played bass in that band, but it was fun, you know, like to me, bass was pretty easy. Right. So you're not as focused on like making, like, I have to concentrate because this part's really hard. You're just kind of jamming out and like
playing the bass.
Big strings, playing bass,
Right.
and just having fun. Yeah, so it was cool.
And anchoring the band. There is a certain satisfaction in that.
Some people would probably disagree, but I think our drummer was the anchor.
Well, sure.
Yeah, he's awesome.
You're assisting the drummer, shall we say.
Yeah, we were just hanging out.
So
I was hanging out, and they were doing all the work.
having fun. Nice. That's how to live your life right there, kids.
Yeah.
Hang out, let other people do all the work. I like it. What prompted you to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota to get a recording degree? Is that in fact what you did?
Yep.
Okay.
So that was kind of the band too. So we were writing music, and then I got some like basic recording stuff.
Okay.
And started getting into it, recording our own stuff. And then I don't know. I was just ready for something new again.
Okay.
You know? And I looked into a bunch of studios and did some research, and because at that point I was just doing a labor job too.
Sure.
And it was like I'm ready. I don't want to just be at a dead end job my
Right.
whole life. So then this is something I like doing and I want to learn more about. So I had to sign my life away for a bit with the whole student loans and all that. But I don't know. Now it's finally coming to light, I guess, or it's happening. I mean, 10 years later, I'm finally.
Life can get messy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you, in the almost year, and then we need to talk about guitars and play, but in the almost year that you've been doing this full time, has your recording process or philosophy changed? Have you grown as a recording engineer, so to speak?
Yeah, so I kind of built my studio back in like 2015.
Okay.
And then I was just working all the time, so I couldn't do it. It just kind of sat there and collected dust for like 6 years.
Right.
But yes, when I was recording, it was a long time ago. So
right.
There's like a lot more tools.
Sure.
I guess I use a lot of the same techniques and stuff that I learned. But the tools make it so much easier.
Sure.
And it sounds much better. I mean,
cool.
I don't know. I still experiment with stuff because you have to always keep trying
you
new
do.
stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
But I usually have like a safety net, so I'll have my
Right.
my go-to stuff,
Right.
and then I'll like do a little experimental
We
thing
can
at the
try
same
this
time.
over here. Sure.
And if it's not cool or
Right.
it doesn't work out, then I just
Back
wipe.
to basics.
I just wipe it, and
Right.
then I have the thing there
Sure.
already. So
Yeah. Are there any projects that you can talk about that you're excited about?
like studio wise, or
That you've recorded.
yeah. So let's see. I've actually been really busy lately. I did drums for Siren and the Ivans.
Okay.
So Kyle Blessing's
Yeah.
new group. Modern Folklore has some stuff coming up. Camp Comfort, we're
Okay.
tracking an EP for them, which we just have a little bit left, and then it's to mixing and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty quick here. There is an old fella, Lauren Erickson.
Okay.
I think I told you about him.
You did tell me about him.
Yeah, so same thing. I did like 4 or 5 songs for
Okay.
him, and that's kind of in the same stages.
All right.
This other guy, he's a piano tuner.
Okay.
From Florida that just moved up here. His name is Savon. He used to play in Camp Comfort a little bit.
Okay.
But he plays saxophone. He's really good at saxophone, like the guy.
Right.
But he came in and did he was like a studio musician so
Oh wow.
he played on Lauren Erickson's stuff.
Okay.
Played saxophone, and that was cool, to mic up sax. And
We now have session people in the Black Hills, apparently.
yeah, and I also have a drummer too.
Okay.
That's doing it for me. So yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm really thankful to be able to do this now, and
Right.
like I'm meeting all these talented people, and I'm starting to become part of the music community.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Have you moved into at all kind of a producer role? Do you ever play parts on any of these, or?
So sometimes I'll do things in like the mixing phase.
Okay.
Where I'll add like effects and stuff like that just kind of make it more interesting. And I have to run all that stuff by the musician, you know.
Right,
But
of
like,
course.
do you like this? Do you think this is cool? If they want me to do something, I can do it. I don't know. I'm basically there just to help
bring their vision to life.
Yeah. So and you know, I'll offer input and stuff, but if they say no, then it's their stuff, you know. Right.
Well, we better get on to talking about guitars, and you're not going to play this one, so we'll start with it. Tell us about this.
Sure. So it's the PRS SE single cut. I don't even know when I got this thing. Maybe like 2006. I might have got it from Haggerty's. Don't remember. I guess I changed the knobs. I thought that color would be. I think they had like chrome knobs, maybe.
Oh, yes. But I applaud this decision.
But I thought that looked cool. So
amber knobs look. Yeah,
they're like $2.
That's the way to go.
Throw those on there. I think I changed this too. It was black, maybe.
Okay, another excellent choice, sir.
And then what else did I do? I changed the pickups. So this is a P90 Fat Cat. I don't remember the brand. And then a Seymour Duncan Dime Bucker, it's called.
Okay.
Dimebag Darrell's.
Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah.
For all your shredding needs.
Yeah, and I've used this on a ton of recordings. Like, it's just a really good sounding guitar with those pickups.
Cool. It's too bad we can't see it on the recordings. It's also a cool looking guitar. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a go-to for me. Like, I like to have multiple tones on the recording, so they'll use their stuff, and then I'll say, well, let's play this guitar, and then we'll kind of blend them together.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, this has been on a lot of stuff.
Can this cover a lot of sonic territory?
So the P90 is, it's really warm, and like low-end heavy. In the middle is, I don't know. It's just like what you'd expect. It's like pretty balanced.
Okay.
And then this Dimebag pickup is
full on shred.
Yeah, it's like really good for gain, and I like all of it. So yeah,
nice.
it covers a wide range of stuff, like cleans in dirty stuff. So.
Awesome. Everybody needs a good studio axe.
Yeah.
And tell us about your baby over behind you.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this guy, I know that I did get this from Haggerty's. It was the downtown store. So this is a Taylor 314 CE, Sitka spruce and Sapele back. Is that right? Sapele.
Yep, close enough.
Yeah. I got this in like 2009 maybe.
Okay.
Financed it from Haggerty's. Let's see, what did I do to this guy? I think I got these pins and then a bone nut.
Okay.
I think that's all I've done to it.
And also a bone bridge, or is that the original bridge?
It is a bone, or what is it, tusk it's called.
Okay.
I either put this in or it came with it, but it does have the tusk on both.
Okay. And a question I've learned to ask, that day when you went into Haggerty's, were you looking to buy a guitar?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I started getting into acoustic, and yeah, I think I was ready for one.
Okay.
This was like a one that had been on it wasn't used, but it was like 3 years old.
Okay.
It was just kind of still hanging out, so it was marked down pretty good.
Oh,
so
sure.
I got a good deal on it.
Gotcha. Was it your favorite in the store?
Well, no. But I mean, the favorite one is always going to be the one that's like $5,000, you know?
Generally speaking, yeah.
So, This was just affordable. You know?
Okay.
And it sounds good.
And then after that, we've learned to love it because we still have it.
Yeah, and so one thing about this that I've always been really impressed with is I do a lot of open tunings, going back to the Candy Rat deal. So like right now, I have this thing tuned really low, like super low. But I also have songs where it's tuned really tight, and the action almost stays the same. Like the neck doesn't move around.
Hey, that's nice.
And it stays in tune too. Like I can tune it way down, and it pretty much just stays there.
Right.
I can tune it way up, and it just stays put.
Do you change string gauges when you do this?
No. So I use the Martin lights.
Okay.
They just have like a clarity to them.
Sure. And you can do all your tunings with one gauge of string.
Yeah, I haven't really experimented much with those. So.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I have wanted, so you get this like noise, sliding noise. I have wanted to try like the phosphor strings because I think they don't do that. But yeah,
flat wounds would be your best bet.
Yeah, but then they lose the clarity and brilliance.
They do lose the clarity and brilliance, and you're playing flat wounds.
Yep.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I have played flat wounds before, but yeah, they're like a jazz string. They're like really dull.
Yeah.
Yep. But.
Alrighty. Well, are you ready to play a song after my little dog and pony show that I do?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right. Remember you can be found at Crow Peak Recording Studio on Instagram, correct?
Yeah, I have Instagram, Facebook, and then I have a website, crowpeakstudio.com.
All right.
And there's links. I mean, they're all connected.
Sure. A YouTube channel, TikTok?
I do have a YouTube channel. So I've done these Crow Peak Live videos. Maybe people have seen them, but they're in full length on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just Crow Peak Sessions is what it's called on YouTube. So.
Crow Peak Recording Studio. Get on your phone, get at him.
Yeah.
All right. Remember my sponsorship with Trask Hay LLC, large, round, and square bales, and more importantly, custom haying services. You may have some hay you need to put up in the summer of 2022. Call Joe Trask 1-605-515-0858. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Stanley says, change your strings. Jaycen Tichi on the 3. you, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.